All right, everyone. It was really funny the other day because Biden is always constantly trying to promote himself on Twitter like any politician would do when they're trying to get elected. But he's like terrible at it. He made this tweet. It's the link in the description. I'm not even going to bother archiving it because I think as a presidential candidate, it's illegal for him to delete tweets anyway at this point. I think that's wonderful, by the way. That should be extended to every public servant. Anyone who gets taxpayer money in any capacity, and of course he's got Secret Service following him around, which qualifies in my mind, shouldn't be able to delete anything that they post on the internet. It should be a matter of public archived record. By the way, archive.today, excellent site, so is the Wayback Machine. Anyway, Joe Biden was saying, well, Trump is buddy-buddying with Beijing and ignoring like the Hong Kong thing. You've got an extension of protests there despite pandemic, and Trump largely is being congratulatory towards China now on its pandemic response. Keep this in mind. A couple months ago, Trump strong-arms China, says they didn't do enough, they've been lying to us, I'm extending travel restrictions involving international flights involving China. Oh, he's a racist. He's terrible. China's like our greatest ally. They're such a wonderful state because, they admire the communism there. How dare he question our Chinese overlords, basically, according to these people. And Biden, of course, is in the pocket of Beijing. But now Trump congratulates them because now there has been an organic lowering of new cases in China at this point. We can say that. I still don't trust their numbers. I'm sure that their death rate has been cooked severely, and I'm sure that their total number of cases is in the millions. That being said, if it's following the same trajectory literally every other part of the world appears to be following, yeah, they've definitely managed to reduce the number of new cases over time. China's being congratulated. Now, of course, Trump combines that with saying, well, they still lied to the entire fucking world for about a month, so basically the reason for the pandemic, but he's being conciliatory, which is what he's paid to do. He's the head diplomat of the United States. Now, during an economic crisis, you don't want to piss off the other major economic player in the world. Now's not the time to do that. We got to focus on bigger and better things. Afterwards, then we can strong-arm China. Then we can reformulate our economy to America firstify it a little bit more and really put the screws to Shanghai. Now's not the time, though. What does Biden do? Orange man bad. Oh my God. See, Biden criticized him for criticizing China a month ago. Now he's criticizing him for saying China didn't do a bad job, for saying that China did something okay because he's ignoring Hong Kong. Then he says, well, I wouldn't do that. I'll be tough on China. No, you goddamn fuckers won't. Joe Biden has been in office almost continuously since the 1970s. He's been in office a total of what? 35, 36 years of his goddamn life. Not once has he addressed the problems of China. And the Democrats are so screwed up. I see this from Clinton, too. I see this from all these fuckers. We're going to go, China needs to do more. It's a bit Hong Kong. They really care if it's Hong Kong protesters or if it's Muslims in the far western provinces of China. But when hundreds of millions of mainland Chinese people are working in sweatshops with suicide nets getting exploited by U.S. corporations, they don't give a fucking shit. They love adapting basically the social credit score model of China for Silicon Valley too. They goddamn love it. They love China. They love it because it gets them a lot of money. I guess they're criticizing a little bit more because some of their investments have been wiped out by coronavirus. Very interesting how nature has altered the world economic situation in such an insightful manner. But Biden go after China. Yeah, Obama and Biden, when they were in office before, they really went all in, dude. They went in for the trade deals, and they criticized China. No, they didn't. Obama got literally stiffed on his final state visit to China. You remember this from the last year he was in office. Remember his last state visit to China? Normally, when a major foreign diplomat goes to a host country to do diplomacy, especially if it's their leader, they roll out a red carpet and they have a dude with a trumpet and they have soldiers salute them when they get off the plane and somebody important goes to meet them. If not Xi Jinping himself, because maybe he's got diarrhea that day, he has a family member do it. He has his vice premier do it. He has his head diplomat do it, or a war general or something, a war hero or something. They go and visit him. What happened with Obama? He steps off the plane, he looks around, and what he should have done is get back on the plane and fucking leave without a further word. No carpet, no entourage, nothing. He just walks across the tarmac to his car and leaves. Because China wanted to disrespect him. They wanted to give him a backhanded insult, and they basically were daring him to get back on the plane and leave and say, fuck you. Trump is the only president in modern times that actually would say fuck you and get back on the plane and leave. And he would make a big show about it, and he'd be tweet storming for 10 days straight. Obama never did that. Not once did he stand up to the Chinese, except in passing commentary in regards to Korea, another place where Trump has really shined. Kim Jong-un might be dead by now. It's possible that he's already dead, and I'm missing the report because I'm recording other videos. Boy, wouldn't that be something. Yeah. Biden's going to be strong against China. He's going to stack, if he wins, he'll stack his cabinet with the same group of bullshit neoliberals, with the Clintonian crowd, the Schumer crowd, the Pelosi crowd, and they're not going to do jack shit against China. China is rooting for Biden 100%, because they would love it if the United States were run by a person who's partially in their pocket anyway, who's going to talk a big game and do nothing, just like the president he served under did, just like Clinton did, especially the Clintons with regards to China, because they were getting slush fund campaign donations in return for favorable trade deal agreements, who's not going to rock the boat on trade. Do you think Biden would have championed the USMCA? No, I don't even think he still supports it, if I remember correctly. I might be wrong about that. Of course, the Democrats modified it thereafter. They should have just gone with the straight Trump plan. It would have been better, but whatever. They wanted some pork barrel for, pretending that they cared about the small businesses they're trying to hammer and crush by keeping the economy closed. Biden never did anything about China. He never criticizes their human rights record, which is goddamn abysmal, or their coronavirus response. He called Trump a bigot for his suggestion that China deserved or warranted any criticism whatsoever. The Clintons do the same. All of these people will do the same. The Al Gores of the world, the Clintonian crowd, even like the left, like the AOC crowd, they kind of like China because it's at least communist in name. They just don't say it openly. Like, most of them have more finesse than Bernie. Remember? And Bernie was like, well, Fidel Castro had some good ideas. And it was basically an election changer because, he lost Florida by such a massive margin that he never recovered. And that was really the moment that Biden clinched. Like the AOC crowd and stuff, they might be a little bit more with it optically, so they're not going to openly praise Castro or say, well, communism's a good thing. AOC comes close, which he blames capitalism for the pandemic at the moment. But, I mean, these people, they don't mind China. They like China. They buy China. They own shares in China. And I don't just mean they go to Walmart and buy cheap shit from China that breaks after 2 uses. I'm not just talking about them. These are the people, the rich people, the Pelosi's of the world that have tens, hundreds of millions of dollars in their bank accounts. They are invested in China. Our leaders, by the way, in my opinion, we need a constitutional amendment to keep them from having any foreign tied holdings whatsoever. Not a single person serving in our federal government should have any investment in any country other than the United States. Nor should they be investing in any country that has a mailbox in another country but calls itself American. Nope. Shouldn't be able to hold those. They should have to divest themselves entirely before they seek office. And I mean seek office, like if they want to run, they should be forced to divest, whether they win or lose. Fuck you. It should be America first in our own federal government. What's so fucking hard to explain about that? Biden, his family has ties to all sorts of Burisma and the Ukrainians, probably does have Chinese business ties. Almost certainly has ties in other countries. Of course. These people, these are basically the entourage of the billionaire class. These are, when we think of their wealth, by the way, most of these people aren't billionaires, they're millionaires. Which sounds better, I suppose, at this point. They're not the plutocrat, the white tie crowd, but they are tied with them at the hip. They mill about and do the same things. One hand washes the other, and they're basically inseparable. It's just that one side manages the bigger bank accounts so that the other side can look more humble. It's just goddamn optics play anyway. But Biden is one of the most crooked of all. Again, we've totally stopped talking about Burisma. I wonder why. I wonder why we stopped talking about his Ukrainian ties and Hunter Biden's energy chairmanship. Probably because he's a goddamn presidential candidate. It wasn't a problem until it was clear that he was going to actually be the nominee. All of a sudden, all the legacy media networks, they stopped touching that story entirely. It wasn't the pandemic that wiped out their coverage. That was already absorbing it 24/7 weeks before that happened. So that's not the responsible party. I think it was a conscious decision. Yeah, Biden's standing up to China. Biden can barely stand up at all. He's got his own problems health-wise, too. Again, China would love it. You got someone partially in your pocket who's probably going to croak in office, leaving behind chaos, and an untested, unelected first female president that'll cause even more societal chaos because they won't have been an elected official. They'll be an appointed official. That's how you cause a fucking chaotic situation. That's how you fuck the economy. That's how you fuck your civic structure. That's how you create a generation of more stress. Now, we don't need that kind of crap in D.C. We've got enough crap there already as is. That's about all. Peace out.